Did you know that elite ladies make elegance mistakes just like you? Because elegance is a journey, and we will be learning from elite ladies and their elegance mistakes, how to dress as our best self. Melania, how do you do? This video idea started as a conversation with my clients. One of them is starting her own design line, another is married to a multi-millionaire, and they were asking me about shopping, certain things, and I said, no, you cannot wear that. And then they said, it never occurred to me. And as elegant as they are, even they made elegance mistakes. Of course, I'll be telling you what sort of elegance mistakes elite women make in detail, and so that you don't do the same thing, and we can all learn from each other in a kind way. I really hate those, you're not elegant enough, you're not elegant enough, unless you wear this, unless you buy that. You know what? I do hope these coaches cut it out. You're right, Maria, I shouldn't wear that. Thank you for telling me. So I'm so happy I didn't buy that, right? And they relax and they don't think they're any less elite, less high value, less elegant. Elegance is a journey, right? And I prefer the word glamour, or what gentlemen define as elegance. Because actually elite men don't like women who other women are considered elegant, right? They hate them, in fact, and I can make a video on why elite men hate women that women consider elegant, and their definition of elegance is something else, which is closer to the feminine definition of glamour. Glamour has some artifice and some magic involved, whereas what ladies consider elegant is the plain Jane girl next door, that when a man is broke, he can afford a plain Jane and to split the bills 50-50. Especially if he's handsome, he can afford a pretty plain Jane, But then when he finally works hard to get the resources so he can get his dream girl, he does not want that at all. He doesn't want the plain Jane anymore. As much as, middle class, lower class men, the ones who must split the bills 50-50, will say they want the natural look. Because they cannot afford to pay for a lady who invests in her appearance. So, as a former Miss Universe finalist and housewife, I teach dressing for the male gaze. The first, as Anna Bey likes to call them, brutal elegance mistakes.
Be real among fakes. Don't make elegance mistakes. Just don't wear beige sheen, and you'll certainly be in.
So, brutal elegance mistake number 1.
No Zara, no Shein. She in, she out.
That's my husband. But, of course, I listen because he pays my bills. At the same time, that is true. Gentlemen can actually notice Zara polyester.
Zara is just overpriced Shein. I don't ever want to be dragged into that store again.
Yes, so, we used to live next to Zara, and Zara looks so beautiful on the outside, especially in the winter, bright colors. When you're cold, you go inside and you go up close to everything, and it's literally falling apart and already pilling, and it's polyester very clearly. It does not resemble silk at all. So if you're wearing unnatural fibers, okay, then of course, right, not everything, that is polyester necessarily looks cheap. So if it's extremely high-end like Sandro, especially if it's a rayon can actually resemble silk because silk is a natural fiber. So if you're spending over $1,000 on a polyester and it's a special kind and it looks exactly and it's somehow breathable and all this, like personally, rayon, Bemba rayon, because it's originally based off of a natural fiber, those type of a synthetic, maybe Tencel, okay, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of polyester, but very high-end versions can actually look elegant. However, cheap polyester from Shein and Zara does not look elegant. If you want me to do a video on why you should not ever wear Zara if you're trying to get an affluent husband or move up the corporate ladder, please comment below, because you just affluent gentlemen, for some reason, if they're heterosexual, they know what Zara is. Often they don't know it's Zara, they'll call it Shein, or they'll call Shein Zara. They usually cannot tell the difference between the two. But very often Zara, they know it's Zara. And it's often because 20, 40 girls are all wearing the same thing. They're all wearing that same Zara jacket that they think will pass for Chanel. And they all have their designer handbags, which are either fake or given by a sugar daddy, or there's something off about it that, their lifestyle does not match how expensive the bag is, and all the girls who are trying to level up. So, don't wear Shein or Zara polyester. And Zara is simply overpriced Shein or Temu, where they price the same products several times more because they have to pick the prime real estate downtown that's the most expensive. If it were not for that, it's literally the same product. Though you tell me, well, Princess Catherine wears Zara. Yes, this is not an elegance mistake for her, but it is an elegance mistake for you, right? Because as a royal, she's supposed to look relatable to her subjects. Because if she's always wearing French haute couture, people will resent paying taxes to the British monarchy. So when she is wearing couture pieces, it's to promote the British textile industry. However, she doesn't want to be too remote, so what they do is they have a piece from Zara and then they tailor it in so it looks perfect, so it looks more expensive. From the distance, it's perfect. However, gentlemen will notice it's Zara polyester up close. They don't know that it is Zara, Shein, Temu, or whatever it may be, but they know it's cheap, okay? And this is because gentlemen, as I said in my previous videos, notice textile. In gentlemen's clothing, there is not so much fashion, right? Because, how many different styles of a suit are there, right? Gentlemen's fashion is not creative because ladies are supposed to be the beautiful one and shine, right? And gentlemen's clothing is supposed to be the background to let our beauty shine. So there is not a whole lot of variety in gentlemen's clothing. So how do gentlemen distinguish themselves if they don't wear a different ball gown every season, right? Gentlemen's clothing is supposed to be practical in nature to show that they can provide and protect, okay? So how do they distinguish? And this is through fabric, right? Through the quality of fabric and sewing. So that's how they look at the world. They look at the fabric you're wearing and they look at the quality. They'll have no idea what the fashion is. They just know it looks good or it doesn't. It suits you or it doesn't suit you. The elegance mistake number 2, which was my original number 1, also happens to be an elegance mistake that Princess Catherine made. And many ladies at the top, they do make this mistake. So you'll see Kellyanne Conway make it, you'll see Marjorie Taylor Greene make it, right? And this is too harsh, dark eyeliner, okay? So what I'm wearing on a blonde or on a white, lighter skinned lady who has, who's a cold tone and very light hair. So, did you know that Princess Catherine is a summer color season? So if you are a winter or an autumn color season, that's why you hire me as your color consultant and certified image consultant, right? I can tell you if you can wear this, right? Basically, you have to be rather high contrast, like so. And if you have light hair, okay, whether it's Kate Middleton or lighter shade of hair, and then you wear black eyeliner, it ages you, it looks extremely harsh, and it does not look elegant. It can look, if you're blonde, it will look cheap, absolutely. That's why, Democrats like to make fun of Republican ladies' eyeliner. It's so silly, right? But if you have dark hair, it's beautiful, right? So the whole thing is, if you have lighter hair, what Princess Catherine is doing, she now uses deep brown liner, like she is supposed to. So it's not that she suddenly went for the clean girl look. She, of course, wants to showcase her eyes, right? I love showcasing my eyes. And that's how Princess Catherine got her husband, right? She didn't get him from being demure and, boring and beige, right? So, if you have this, it's elegant. But on a blonde, it can be extremely harsh and unelegant. So soften or lighten your makeup and put less and use browns. The lighter you are, the darker you are, the more you can play with your makeup and the more you look healthy and natural with the makeup that suits your skin tone, hair color, and contrast levels. My next tip is don't wear things that are shapeless even though it might be the fashion. Always try to make an hourglass out of what you wear. Very often that can be adding a belt, but the fashion was neon, so I did have a neon belt with my outfit and it did look awkward because I didn't have neon shoes or other accessories, and it was an ugly fashion. I shouldn't have worn it. It didn't suit me. And the fashion was neon, so I did have a neon belt with my outfit and it did look awkward because I didn't have neon shoes or other accessories, and it was an ugly fashion. I shouldn't have worn it. It didn't suit me. Anna Bey did it incorrectly, though I would argue Meghan Markle did this look correctly, right? Because she has dark hair, black hair, and it creates a bridge. So it goes black, and then beige, and then, black shoes. And I'll go back actually to color coordination related elegance mistakes. And the last Anna Bey elegance mistakes is boots over the knee. Anna Bey has some elegant styles, but these two are missed. I also, make mistakes, right? Like the neon belt. And I just want you ladies not to feel self-conscious that a lady can be extremely elegant and make a mistake here or there, but it's more of how often do you make these mistakes. If you make a mistake all the time, then you're not elegant. If you're always doing something off, right? And I'll go into different things why some people are just not elegant. I used to learn, right? No one is perfectly elegant from day one. It's something we learn over time, what works, what doesn't. So when you start this journey, don't feel self-conscious that you're not Melania or Princess Catherine. So the next mistake was made by the very elegant Carolina, and that is the orchestra conductor outfit. So when you are wearing an outfit that is, the top is white and the bottom is black, and then you're wearing white pearls and it chops you in half, that is not elegant, because you look like somebody's chopping you in half and it just hurts the eye, okay? Elegance is about reducing information to the eye to let it rest, but not so much information that it's bored, right? So if you look like you chopped yourself in half, you are not elegant. I mean, it's still okay, but on a date, your date will be wondering, why did she chop herself in half? Of course, ladies might think you're elegant, but gentlemen will feel something off and not know what it is. So just don't wear things that look chopped up. Right? The next elegance mistake is, as spring is here, many of us will think, oh, black shoes go with everything, and then they will wear their black shoes and black stockings with a white or, cream outfit, and it looks jarring, okay? If there's a really high contrast between, your stockings and your skirt, don't do it. If you have a dark skirt, then by all means have dark leggings. Otherwise, choose something lighter, closer to skin color. In general, I don't like the look of being chopped off. So if you have black shoes, think of Meghan Markle. Let's say you're blonde, okay? Or you have brown hair, black shoes, and you have a black belt. Then you should have a black necklace. Or if you have, let's say, black shoes and, black stockings, black mini skirt, and then you have a light turtleneck, right? Cashmere turtleneck. Then you should have some sort of a black, Chanel Camilla pin over here, so that it ties it all together, right? Or if, instead of an orchestra conductor outfit, you have, your white shirt, you have a black pearl necklace, and then you have your black skirt. So if you have a black skirt underneath, for example, you have pearls like this. They don't have to be perfectly black, but they're dark and they're natural, right? And then you have your black skirt, black shoes, and maybe a black Camilla brooch here, maybe not, but you tie the look together. Or you have pearls like this, and then you have white shirt and your black skirt, and because you break up the black, you no longer look like an orchestra conductor, because you let the eye rest, because it flows. So natural Tahitian pearls are absolutely perfect as a necklace when you want to break your black. So this sort of a Camilla brooch in black is perfect. Actually, I think this one looks better because we reduced a number of colors, right? See how I made a micro elegance mistake on camera, right? And that goes to my next point. A common elegance mistake in the spring and winter is when ladies have a matching cashmere scarf with their jumper. It makes you look bulky and like the Michelin Man. So try to have different colors or different shades so that you don't look bulky. There is nothing more cheap looking than wearing a white camisole or tank top or modesty panel with cleavage of a fabric of a different color. Go to your seamstress and sew up the cleavage. Or don't buy something so low cut. Only exception is you can wear a top that's contrasting with a blazer, because it looks like it was meant to be there. An elegance mistake Melania once made was wearing too many patterns together. Only wear one pattern and then you can wear it with only one color. Some can get away with two, but I would just pick one color in accessories, and this way it would look elegant. Ladies, for the love of all things good in this world, please do not wear play suits. It makes gentlemen wonder how you go to the loo, the restroom. Do you do number 1? Do you do number 2? And how do you do it? Them wondering how you do your business destroys the elegance. For the same reason, you should not be wearing a romper, because gentlemen wonder how on earth do you do your business at the loo. Wear separate instead. While Princess Catherine can get away wearing beige handbags, it looks like an elegance mistake on most ladies. It looks cheap and unattractive, like you don't have the money for a normal purse, so you just wear beige with whatever. Beige is a color. If you want to wear something colorless to match everything, wear black or white because they're not a color. Or have a colorful handbag that matches your outfit, which will look the most expensive. Another Princess Catherine elegance mistake is wearing very tiny patterns like tiny polka dots on a tall woman, or if you're large. It just doesn't look correct, and if you are large, it will make you look bulkier, so do avoid it and wear a pattern proportionate to you. Please like or hate, share and subscribe, and comment below which look was your favorite. Ciao!